Hello, welcome to another video. And today what we're going to be making is this unit. And if you watched the last video, you will remember making this unit, which is made of Tila beads, which are 2-hole beads, and 11/0 seed beads. And this is made of 2-hole beads and 11/0 seed beads, Superduos and 11/0s. And the thing to understand is that if you can make this, it's exactly the same process as it is to make this, believe it or not, except for the embellishment here. Obviously, we're not using any bugle beads, nor are we using a bead there. In fact, our faces, such as they are the holes that are left when we create a round with 5 Superduos and 5 11/0s. But the process of constructing this is really more or less the same. Now, you'll remember when we constructed this, I talked about the sort of underlying structure being kind of dodecahedral. I mean, technically this thing, because it's composed of squares, triangles, and pentagons, I think it's called a rhombicosidodecahedron. If you just think of it in terms of it being basically dodecahedral in structure, it's easier to construct. Okay, so let's talk about materials. You're going to need 30 Superduos, and I got these at Bead Effects in Toronto. These are check 2-hole Superduos. The color, if you look up Bead Effects, these are, I guess, S42697 or OP Dove Silver Luster. I don't know what the OP stands for, maybe opalescent or something like that. And you're going to need 60 11/0 seed beads, and I'm using these check 11/0 eggshell opaque pearl. And I got these at a place called Arton Beads in Toronto. And finally, you're going to need 12 3mm beads, and I'm using these 3mm glass pearls, check glass pearls, white. I also got these at Bead Effects as well. So I'm in Canada, so that's all my stuff is coming from Canada. There's a strange little fruit fly or something flying around in here. I apologize. I don't know why that's here. And I'm just using this finest, I got a whole spool of this really ultra fine Nymo nylon thread. I can show you, I got this whole spool of it at John Bead when I went to the John Bead outlet store. And I've been like trying to think of how, what am I going to do with this? Because it's like pretty fine. But then I guess when you double it up, it's not so fine. Here it is at double. So anyway, I'm folding it over, and I'm using a method that I saw on a YouTube channel by somebody I think named Alushka. And she just folds it over so that you have a loop at the end of your thread. And when you fold it over, you feed the two ends of your thread folded in half through the eye of your needle, right? So you have to, it's a bit of a trick. But yeah, so then once you've threaded those through, you've got this handy dandy loop at the end. So you'll see in a minute why that's so awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up, to start, a Superduo, an 11-0, a Superduo, an 11-0, a Superduo, an 11-0, a Superduo, an 11-0, and a Superduo, and an 11-0. So you've got 5 Superduos and 5 11-0s. I think I'm going to zoom in here now. So you've got that on your thread, right? And then you can bring those down. And if you're just using a regular threading method, you're just going to have to tie them in a knot. But if you do what I've done here, you can just feed your needle through that end loop there, like so. And it just creates this really nice immediate ring. Okay, so here I am. I'm coming out of the bottom of one of those Superduos. So, and then I'm going to step up into the top hole of that Superduo. And then we're going to create the first, okay, so we've got a loop here, and again, like we did in the last video, we are going to create 5 loops. And so we will make the first of our 5 loops now here, coming off of this Superduo. And we're just going to need 4 Superduos and 5 11-0s. So we're going to put an 11-0, a Superduo, an 11-0, a Superduo, an 11-0. Okay, so I have tightened up all these little trios of beads, and what remains is to now add the embellishment to the faces, and in this case it's just going to be the addition of this 3mm check glass pearl. So like I said, you're going to need 12 of these because there are 12 pentagons that make up a dodecahedron, and we have 12 of these holes that we need to embellish. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, now you're coming out of one of these little 11-0 seed beads, say. Get a check glass pearl, 3mm pearl on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to locate the Superduo that's directly across from that 11-0 seed bead. And we're going to go into its bottom hole. So we're pulling the thread like that, and it pops into place. Now we're going to go back down to reinforce what we've done. I'm just going to put my thumb on that for a second so I can get into the hole. And there we are. So we're just going to go back down, and then we're going to go into the other side of that 11-0 that we were coming out of. So I'm just trying to do this so you can see it. So we're going that way. Okay. So we've done, again, I think I've shown you this many times now, a sort of a figure 8. And it's a typical way that you can embellish a situation like this. You just sort of do a little figure 8 between two beads. Okay, so now we're in position to advance around to another, just follow the thread path. And there you are. Now you're in position to add another pearl. So we'll get another pearl on our needle here. And we're coming out of there, right? So we want to find the Superduo that's directly across from us, and we're going to go into that Superduo, back down through the pearl, and then into the other side of that seed bead that we were coming out of. And so now we have 2 embellished. And where are we? Okay, let's see, where are we? We're here. So let's just go to this next seed bead here. Coming out of here, pick up another pearl. Oops. Get another pearl on our needle here. They're a little more difficult to pick up. Okay. And so you've got this here, like that, like so. We're going to go into the lower hole of that Superduo directly across from the seed bead. Gonna loop back down and back into the other side of that seed bead we were coming out of. And I'm gonna go through that Superduo because we've attached pearls to all of those. So now let's follow the path, the thread path, until we find ourselves in a position where we're set up to add another pearl. And there we are. Okay, so we're just going to go and do that for every one of these spots where we need to put a pearl. So I'm meeting you back here. I'm doing the last couple of these embellishments. I guess I have 3 more to do. Came back a little too soon. Thought I was on my last one. That'll show me. Okay. Coming out of here and I'm going in this Superduo here. So, back down, and back into that seed bead. And then where am I headed? I'm headed up here. So I'm just going to follow my thread path up there. And now I am almost in position to add my last pearl. At least I think it is. Yes, it is my last pearl. And I'm coming out of here, out of this side, and I'm going to go straight across. So I'll be going into that Superduo, back down, through the pearl. And okay, and I'm just going to tie a couple of knots. And I think that's pretty secure. And I'm just going to snip that off. And now we have 2 of these. And I think actually they might make nice earrings, or you can just use them as beads, string them just as you normally would any other bead. You could have a whole necklace of them. You could make them in different colors. One of the things I was thinking as I was making this was I have these Superduos that I think would go very nicely with these pearls, and maybe alternate, you know, the pink and gray combo is really nice. So you could imagine having making a few of these to intersperse with the gray and pearl, and maybe even put a little delicate chain between them. Anyway, another nice unit, and surprisingly, if you can make this, you can make these. And I would argue other 2-hole beads too. So I'll be looking into that. And maybe I'll report back with other experiments that I've done with 2-hole beads and this particular design, because I think this might be a kind of a seam of possibilities, a seam of gold to be mined. Anyway, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.